Yo people, it is I, J Reaper X, and this will be the part 2 of What If the Coup Had New Order. Sorry about posting this late. I forgot to do it yesterday, so I'm sorry about that. But anyways, let's start. We last left off where Luffy and Zoro were just getting out of Shell's Town. And yeah. Right now, Zoro is just sleeping while Luffy's just looking to see if there's an island nearby. And after like a few hours, Luffy sees an island up ahead, and he screams, "Yo, Zoro, Zoro! We finally found an island!" And Zoro wakes up and looks, and he's like, it seems we did find an island, Captain." And Luffy just laughs and Zoro smiles. And after like a few minutes, they arrive at the island. They let their rowboat just at the deck. And they get off and go on the island. And this island is Orange Town, I believe the name is. So Luffy just, as soon as he sees a bar, he just goes inside of it and just eats like a madman. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for that. Like I said, Luffy just stuffing his face with food at the bar, and always just walking around, I guess. And then when Luffy finishes eating, he just wanders around the town and somehow finds Zoro. And they're talking while walking. And suddenly they just see a woman running and people chasing her. And as soon as that woman looks at Luffy, she's like, "Hey, boss, would you mind defeating those clowns for me?" And then Luffy looks at her, and he looks at the people chasing. Well, no, just after Nami says that, the people chasing her just turn around to Luffy and start attacking him. But Luffy just ends them rapidly with his devil fruit abilities. And Nami is impressed by the display of power that Luffy just showed her. So she Luffy goes to her and says, "Yo, person." And Nami looks at him and says, "My name is Nami, and I'm a navigator." And then Luffy looks at her and says, "Oh, a navigator. Can you please join my crew? I'll do anything for you." And Nami looks at him and says, well, in her head, she says, "Ugh, another pirate, huh? But this one just helped me. Maybe, just maybe." And then she says, "Fine, but only if you manage to save my village from the pirate Orlong." And then Luffy, he agrees. And then he already tells her, "Welcome to the crew." And Nami just thinks he's just cocky and he's gonna get destroyed, just like everyone in her village who tried to stand up to Orlong. But we all know that's not gonna happen. Luffy's too powerful for that. But anyways, as they walk further into the town, they just see pirates, and they see Buggy. And Luffy, when he spots Buggy, he's like, this one looks familiar. I think Shanks told me about him. And yes, Shanks did tell him, stories about him, and he mentioned Buggy. So yeah. Anyways, Luffy goes up to Buggy and he's like, "Yo, is your name Buggy?" And Buggy looks at him and he's like, "Yeah, kid, my name's Buggy. And what is it to you?" And Luffy, he has stars in his eyes and he's like, "Oh, Shanks told me about you. Aren't you his friend or something?" And Buggy's eyes widen and looks at him and he says, "How do you know Shanks?" And Luffy's like, "Oh, well, he visited my village like a few years ago. And he told me stories when he was in a crew. He didn't tell me which crew, though." And then Buggy's like, I see, kid. Well, that's cool. Anyways, what are you here for?" And then Luffy like, "Oh, nothing really. I just spotted this island and went on it." And then Luffy suddenly, he asks, "So, got any devil fruit?" And Buggy gets, kind of irritated as soon as he hears this because we all know what happened. And if you don't, you're going to find out right now. So Buggy looks at him and he says, "Yes, I did get a devil fruit, but it is because of that damn Shanks that I got it. Such a useless one at that. I can only split my body, nothing else." And then Luffy, he has mad ideas for that. And he, it says in his head, "New order. Buggy can now split things around him too, and control them I don't know how to say this. Telepathically? Yeah. Whatever, it's just like telekinesis, but you need to separate the object." And yeah, that's the order that he makes. And then Buggy, he feels different. He feels powerful. And he looks at Luffy and asks him, "What did you do, brat? And why do I feel so powerful?" And then Luffy's like, "Oh, well, let's just say I made your ability stronger." And Luffy's just whispering, by the way. Zoro and Nami, they're just out somewhere. Nami just stealing whatever. And yeah. And Luffy tells Buggy, "Please don't tell anyone about this. It is a secret that I keep to myself." And then Buggy agrees. And he's like, "So, what can I do now, brat?" And then Luffy basically tells him that he can split things around him now. And then Buggy, being the intelligent person he is, he thinks about splitting atoms. Which you don't know if what that does. Well, it basically creates an explosion. Yep. So basically, we can just create explosions out of thin air. Yep, just like that. And that also means he can make, like, I don't know. No, with his powers, he, I don't know, could split a building, make it into a fist, and then hit people with it. Or just simply hit him with a building. I don't know, man. And Luffy also tells him, "Well, you might want to learn hockey, or just at least work out your physical strength. Because your basic powers without any upgrades would have been good, but you must be strong, like really, really strong, or else your punch are useless. And then Buggy nods, and before Luffy leaves, Buggy asks, "Brat, why would you give me such power?" And then Luffy looks at him and smiles. He's like, "Oh, that's just because you're a friend of Shanks. Else you would have gotten nothing. So you better thank Shanks for that." And then Buggy looks away. He just is annoyed, but then he thanks Luffy, and Luffy gets the hell out of there. Yeah, that was quite unique. I want to see Buggy powerful. You see, in One Piece he's just weak as hell, and I don't like that. I thought he was just gonna be like a secret character with like unknown power, but he's just a disappointment. So I want to make him like at least powerful, even if it's only a little. It's not really a little. Anyways, yeah, Luffy goes and joins up with Nami and Zoro, and he tells them that it's time to go. And Nami looks at him and nods, and Zoro does too. And then Luffy, in his head, says, "New order. I will have a bigger rowboat, and I will still be able to control its speed." And then a bigger rowboat with more spaces for like at least 10 people appears. And then Luffy jumps on it, and Zoro does too. Nami's just confused, but Zoro he doesn't care anymore. It doesn't matter to him no more. It just happened, and that's the conclusion he's gonna come to. Anyways, Nami jumps in. She puts the gold aside, I guess, and then they head off to a random island. After like a day of sailing, after a day of sailing, they finally reach out to a certain island, in a syrup village. And when they arrive with their small boat, they're stopped by by Usopp and his so-called pirate crew. And Usopp warns them that he has 8,000 men under his command, and that he's going to sink their boat if they continue. But Luffy, he's not afraid at all, and he actually buys it, and he's like, "Yeah, then come and fight us. We're gonna beat your asses." And Usopp, he starts sweating like madly, and then he comes out with his legs shaking, pointing his slingshot at them, and Luffy's like, "Huh? Slingshot? That's lame." And Usopp looks down and he's like, "Well, anyways, my name is Monkey D. Luffy, and I'm gonna become the king of the pirates." And Usopp looks at him, he starts shaking even more, and he's like, in his head, he's like, real pirate. Oh no, hope they're not going to do anything to the village. And Luffy's like, well, me and my crew just went here on accident. We just found an island and went on it. So, you have any food? And then Usopp, he starts calming down because he's confident now. Like, he's not a coward. He's just his weapon is kind of trash. Sorry, I gotta say it. It's just his weapon is trash. A slingshot, come on, it's just trash. So I guess that's why he's kind of scared to go in battle. But if he had a good weapon, like, he wouldn't be scared. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, Luffy gets out and he jumps on the hill, and he starts going towards the village, and he finds a bar, and he eats and eats and eats like a madman. While Zoro is just looking around at the village, getting lost like usual. And Nami, he's just trying to find anything valuable. Because, she trusts Luffy, but, money is money at the end of the day, She still wants that cash. So, still looking for that money. Anyways. Usopp is just, talking with his so-called pirate crew. Then he visits I forgot her name. Yeah, I'm just gonna call her Princess, okay? So, Usopp basically talking to the princess, like, on that big building. And, telling her fat lies, like the liar he is. Well, so-called adventures. Anyways, yeah. So, they're just minding their own business. And then Zoro, he gets lost. And he finds himself finding a pirate ship that's not theirs. And, he just sees some people talking, and he sneaks, like, to a bush, some bushes near them. And he hears them, and, that's what he hears. So, when are we gonna strike, Captain Kuro? And, through the Dendenmushi, a voice says, we're gonna strike tomorrow at midnight. We must kill the princess quietly and then take over the village. And then, Zoro is like kinda worried because the place he's in is in danger. And yeah. Anyways, basically, Zoro goes back to the forest, and of course he gets lost again, but magically goes back to the village, and he finds Luffy still eating. Then he whispers into his ears what he heard, and Luffy nods, and they just get it. Luffy gets out, and then Nami goes to them, and Luffy basically tells her what is gonna happen, and she nods. Then Luffy finds Usopp, and he tells him, well, no, he just found him. Yeah, she's not in the house of the princess, whatever. He's just on a bench sitting, And Usopp tells him what's gonna happen. Then Usopp is trying to find out who in the world is Kuro, but then he remembers the butler, got a name pretty similar. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna make it like Kuro. Yeah, his name is Kuro. Anyways, and Usopp, goes immediately to the princess's house, and he tells Luffy to follow them. Well, follow him, and Luffy does so. And Luffy just waits at the gate, and Usopp just jumps over it and goes to the tree and knocks on the window, and the princess goes up and opens the door. And then Usopp basically tells her, well, insert the princess's name. I don't know, I'm just gonna call her like Kaya. I think that's her name, Kaya. Yeah, so he's like, Kaya, Kuro is actually a pirate, and me and some friends that I found are gonna help the village out. You gotta evacuate right now. And Kaya, seeing how serious Usopp is, just does so. And she goes on Usopp's back, and they get out. Now Luffy tells them to get out of here and to go to the forest while him and his crew just deal with it. And Luffy finds Zoro and tells him to be on standby for what's gonna happen. And then after like a few hours, because it's like 8 p.m. So after 3 hours, Luffy just goes inside the mansion, and he sees Kuro with his big, weird swords thing. So, and he sees Kuro sneaking inside the room of Kaya and striking the bed, because they made a fake, obviously. And then he sees Kuro's shocked face when he sees that it's just, I don't know, like straw that was under the bed. And Luffy in his head, he's like, Zoro really wasn't lying, hey? Looks like we're gonna have to deal with this again. And then Luffy goes back and to Zoro and tells him what happened, and Zoro just nods. Luffy in his head, he says, "New order. From now on, Zoro will be able to use armament haki." And then Zoro's hands turn black, and he's like, in his head he's like, what's going on? What's happening? And Luffy looks at him and says, "Oh, Zoro, that's haki. If you don't know what that is, it's basically manifestation of your willpower, and you can use it in 3 different ways, but the third one is pretty rare." And then Zoro nods, and Luffy tells him to focus on the armament haki getting off. And Zoro thinks of that, and the armament haki disappears. And then Luffy tells him that he can coat his swords with haki to enhance them and make them near unbreakable. Anyways, after 1 more hour of waiting, they go back to the same spot Zoro was somehow, and Luffy sees the member of the Kuro pirates come up the hill, and then he goes, he jumps up, and everyone sees him, and then he raises his fist backwards, setting it backwards, and then he yells, "Gomu Gomu no! Pistol!" and then he hits the ground, making a huge crater, knocking out almost all the Kuro pirates. And he goes back down, and Zoro comes out, and he does his sword technique. I don't know what sword technique like. I don't know. Nah, he just coats his sword with armament hockey, and he slashes like all of the rest of the Kuro pirates. Yeah. And then yeah, they're done for. The illusion is like he reveals himself to be like he was a good guy, and he just was pressured to do this, and then Luffy just lets him go and never come back again, and basically gives him a rowboat, and the illusionist guy just gets out of here. Anyways, yeah. After that, Captain Kuro comes out, and Luffy wants to deal with him quickly, but then he looks behind and sees Usopp, and sees him for serious question. And Usopp is like, Luffy, please, let me deal with this, with this traitor. I must be able to protect the village myself. And then Luffy nods and smiles. And then, Luffy faces off against Kuro. And, Kuro, wants to finish him quickly. But, Usopp is not afraid to fight. Like I said, he's not a coward. So, he takes his thing. Yes, his slingshot and a rock, and he throws it, and he spams all of those in Kuro's eyes, and Kuro's basically blind now. And then he takes one of his special stars, whatever that's what he calls them, and he yells, "Fire star!" And then he basically shoots, and Kuro is just burning on fire. And then Luffy just grabs Kuro with armament hockey, obviously, and he twists him and throws him into the sea, never to be seen again. And then Luffy looks at Usopp and he's like, "Hey, Usopp." No, yeah, hey, Usopp, want to join my crew? And then Usopp, he wants to stay with the village, but he wants, to have great pirate adventures. So he eventually, accepts. And then, he gathers everyone in the village because he was not that much of a liar. So the villagers still trust him, and, he tells them goodbye. Yeah, so emotional. And then, Kaya, Kaya is just like that, man. Kaya just hugs Usopp, and Usopp hugs her back, and they say their goodbyes. Yeah. Anyways, now they're heading out, and they took food supplies, obviously, and I know Luffy could just. You think that Luffy could just order himself some food, but let's just say he's just too stupid to think about that. Yeah, let's just say that. Anyways, right now, Kaya made the going merry for them. So, they don't use a random rowboat every time now. They have a ship, and they intend on keeping it. So the going merry, obviously, Luffy can still control the speed of it, and they officially have their Straw Hat Jolly Roger, so that's cool. Yeah. Anyways, like I said, they're still, they're at the sea like for like 2 days, and Luffy's just hungry as hell. He wants to eat something, bro, and he basically goes on the not that basically the goat head of the going merry, and he observes, and he spots a ship. Well, not any ship, just like a restaurant on the sea. And he tells his crew that they're going there 100%. And they all agree, because they were quite hungry too. Oh, and by the way, well, after that, okay, not just after that, Luffy goes to the I don't know what to call this. Like, he just goes somewhere private on the ship with Usopp, and he basically tells Usopp, by whispering. Obviously, that's whispering, okay? Yo, Usopp. And Usopp looks at him and says, "Yeah, Captain." And Luffy is like, "Would you like a new weapon?" And Usopp, he nods his head. And then Luffy tells him to give him a moment. And Luffy goes to his mindscape, where he sees Kathleen Bates. And then he's like, "Yo, Miss Kathleen, I would greatly appreciate if you could tell me some weapons from where you're from." And then Kathleen basically shows her like modern weapons, like guns, like the firearms that we have right now, snipes, AK-47s, and Luffy, just thanks her, and he gets out. Then in his head he says, "New order. Usopp will now be able to summon any weapon from modern times that he wants. And the weapons will always have a scope to aim." And after that, Usopp gets fat memories of like all of our modern weapons, and even, well, basically all the weapons that we have, that we ever had in our world right now, the real world. Yeah. And no matter what, since he's a sniper, like, he needs that. So basically, no matter what, he has a scope, and a good scope. Like, he can adjust, in his head, all that. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, like I said, Usopp can now summon any weapon that has ever existed right now. So like he's just super good right now. And Luffy basically tells him that, well, explains to him his abilities, and Usopp nods, and he summons a sniper. All the snipers that we have right now, and just saying, no, never mind, nothing. So yeah, and he aims for like a bird in the sky, and he sees how precise it is, and he thanks Luffy for that. And yes, he did shoot the bird. R.I.P. bird. And he's impressed by how good this gun is. And Luffy just tells him to not worry about it, that he'll do anything for his crew to be better, And he goes back, and he sees that they're almost at the Baratie restaurant. Anyways, what? Yeah. Anyways, like I said, yeah, they're almost at the Baratie restaurant, and now they finally go. Oh, and by the way, the guy already got his face discombobulated by Sanji, and he's gone, so don't worry about it, okay? Anyways, like I said, now they are at the Baratie restaurant, and they go inside of it, and they order food, and they actually have money, because Luffy knew ordered some money, so easy food, and Nami's just more convinced to stay in the crew right now. And Sanji is not a simp. I don't like weakness, okay? I don't like it. He's not a simp. He will absolutely discombobulate a girl's face if needed. He has no care. He's like Zoro. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. If you're his opponent, you fight. And you better expect to get hit. So he's good. He's normal. Anyways. Yeah. So, they order food, they pay, like, generously. And, the restaurant appreciates it. But anyways, yep. So, like before, Don Krieg and his crew, basically just Don Krieg, comes and, he, basically begs for food. And, basically, like, the chefs are refusing because he's like, evil pirate. Like, that's what the rumor says. He's like an evil pirate. And, but Sanji, he like I said, he feeds anyone, if you need food, he feeds you. He feeds Krieg, like the stupid he is. And, Krieg eats fast. And then, when he goes to his senses, he takes his weapon and slams it on Sanji's head. Which annoys Luffy because he wants to eat in peace. And then Luffy turns around and looks at Krieg dead in the eyes. And he uses Haki on his hand. And he goes so fast that it looks like he teleported. And he goes in front of Krieg and slams his hand on Krieg's stomach area. And then Krieg, he's sent crashing out of there. And then Luffy picks him up by the leg and slams it, just like how Broly did with Goku. And then, he sees Krieg's ship, and he throws him there. And the Krieg pirates see this, and, they're mad, But still, they're not afraid. So they go and battle Luffy to a legendary battle. But they get clapped by him and his crew. So, yes. Usopp just snipes them, but doesn't kill them. He just snipes them with a regular handgun. Yeah, Zoro just keeps cutting them, just like that. And, Luffy's just, Nami is actually handling them quite easily with her baton. That thing that Goku has? Yeah, when he was a kid. that stick. Yeah, she basically has that, but it cannot extend. So yeah, and she just handling them like that, and Sanji just kicking them. So after like some moments, there's only that guy, that strong guy, with I don't know what those weapons are. It's just like a police baton, but there's like a big ball of steel at the end. Yeah. Anyways, Sanji fights him because it's kind of his restaurant, so he fights him, and this time he actually beats him because he had the help, I guess, of Luffy and all. Yeah, I guess Luffy just helped him a little. But wanted, Sanji, like, he knew Sanji wanted to beat the guy, so yeah. And this time he actually knocked the guy unconscious, so we won't be seeing him any longer. But yeah. After that, they throw all the people to a Krieg's ship, pardon. And the restaurant actually hasn't been damaged. Quite good. And the chefs are just cheering because they've been fighting too. They've been handling them Greek pirates. So after that they'll cheer. But then the Greek pirates wake up, and they're on the ship, and then they look to their left, and they see Hawkeye Mihawk, the strongest swordsman in the world, and they start having PTSD about what happened to them when they were on they were on the Grand Line. So when they were on the Grand Line, they encountered Hawkeye Mihawk, and Mihawk just sliced their ship, and they had to get a new one. And then Zoro sees this, and tells Luffy to throw him to where Hawkeye Mihawk is. And yes, their ship has already been sliced, so there's like a platform for him to fight. And then Luffy just throws Zoro to where Mihawk is because he knows how important it is for Zoro to become the number one swordsman, or the strongest swordsman to ever exist. So Zoro then goes to Mihawk and starts, tells him that he challenges Mihawk because he wants to become the strongest swordsman. And then, Mihawk accepts because, he knows he's going to win. And, yeah. He takes out his small pocket knife, and Zoro starts going ballistic on him. And then after some time, Zoro jumps back and actually coats his swords with haki, which surprises Mihawk. And then Mihawk takes out his fat blade and he aims it at Zoro. And they start clashing and clashing. Like I said, he has haki, so it's better. Well, the fight will last longer, I guess, but we all know who's gonna win. Like I cannot let Zoro win like this. It's not possible. Like not now. At least. Anyways, after some times, Zoro jumps back and does his three sword style secret technique. 3,000 worlds. And then he spins his sword and goes forward, and anime style Mihawk is like a few feet away from him, and he's a few feet away from Mihawk at the same pose or whatever. And this time Mihawk actually gets slashed a little, on his chest, but Zoro gets the fat slash. Yeah. And well, it's not that bad. Well, okay, it is bad, but it's not that bad, It's like half of what he got. And then Luffy sees this and he's kind of worried, but he knows that he believes in Zoro, so yeah. Then Zoro falls down and Mihawk is actually impressed and looks back and he tells Zoro, Pirate Hunter, you actually managed to land a hit on me. I'm pretty impressed by you. If you work more, you might be able to beat me. I congratulate you. Roronoa Zoro. And then Zoro smiles, knowing he actually made, I guess, a little challenge for the strongest swordsman. And Luffy just takes him with his hand. Well, he stretches his arm and takes Zoro back. And then, he says in his head, New order. Zoro's wounds will be healed. And, Zoro's wounds healed, but he still has the big scar across his chest. Yeah, because, Luffy felt like it would be something honorable for Zoro. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, he fought Mihawk. Mihawk just gets out of here, and they go back to the Going Merry. But before that, he asks Sanji if he wants to join his crew as a cook, and Sanji at first he's refusing, but Zeph and all the cooks and chefs there, they tell him to just go and live his life and live his dream to find the all blue. And then it's at that moment that Sanji joins. Yeah. Anyways, Luffy is happy that he got a cook now, and the Going Merry actually has a fridge. Well, actually has a whatever. No, never mind. Basically, Luffy new orders. No, it says in his head, new order. From now on, the Going Merry will have a kitchen and have all the ingredients that Sanji wishes for. It will also have a fridge that can store food for over a year. Anyways, yeah, that happens. So basically, he has like a modern kitchen, but in the One Piece world, like it's obviously not like that. And he did indeed ask Kathleen, what kitchens in her world look like before doing that. Like it's obvious. And then Sanji goes to the kitchen and he looks at it and he's amazed. Like, imagine a modern kitchen in One Piece, bro, where there's still pirates. Like, their fridge was not that impressive. I'm not even gonna lie. So, just saying. Anyways, yeah, basically, he has a modern kitchen. The knives are just so good, and all of them. Oh, that nice fridge, It's supposed to run on electricity, but they don't have that in One Piece, so I guess it just runs by itself, I don't know what to say. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Sanji. Well, Luffy explains to Sanji that Anything he wishes for will appear in the fridge. Well, any food, any ingredients he wishes for will appear in the fridge. So, Luffy asks him to cook something, and he just starts cooking. I don't know. I guess pasta with spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce. And the crew eats, and it's just so good. Luffy stuffs himself, and I guess it's second serving. Anyways, yeah, doesn't matter. um, like I said, yeah, Sanji's now in the crew, and they're heading towards Nami's village right now, and they actually know where they're going. Like they truly do. Nami just navigates them there. Anyways, after like a week of traveling, they finally reach Nami's village, and they actually sneak into the part where they're still humans. And Nami tells them, well, the villagers, that she's back and she's safe with some people that are gonna help her. And the village asks her, if she truly trusts them, and Nami just tells them that she does. So Usopp always keeps a sniper on his back, just saying. He just looks so cool, Always keeps a sniper on his back, bro. Imagine how cool that is, man. Anyways, I'm going off topic. So yes, basically, Nami explains to them how it works here right now, and then Luffy just tells her that he can't wait to beat his ass. Anyways, Luffy is not hungry actually because he already ate, so that's good. And then Zoro just wanders around, and he actually finds the fisherman, and he's badass like he did in the anime. He just ended all of them and sat on Arlong's chair. Then he got out, and Arlong came back, and he saw his crew basically massacred, part of his people massacred. And yeah, one of them was still up, and he asked what happened, and the fisherman just basically said that it was the pirate hunter Zoro. And Arlong gets angry, and he goes to the back side of the island where the villagers live. And then Luffy walks, and he sees him, and he assumes he's Arlong, so he just screams, "Arlong, I'm gonna beat your ass for my crew, mate." And Arlong just laughs and dashes at Luffy. And then Luffy basically screams, "Gomu Gomu no Bazooka!" And he uses Gum Gum Bazooka, and he sends him actually into Arlong Park, where they were fighting. Luffy equips armament Haki and starts clashing with Arlong. Then Arlong suddenly gets his shark saw, and he starts swinging at Luffy. Luffy is dodging and also blocking. And then, he goes behind Arlong and punches him in his head. And goes in front of him and punches him in the jaw, sending Arlong flying. And then Luffy goes up, really, really up. And he puts his foot up in the air, they're really, really up in the air. And he basically screams, going on, stomp. And then, he slams his foot down in the air. And he slams Arlong along with it, causing massive damage and making Arlong bleed everywhere. And obviously, he's knocked out. Like, that's a boost to Luffy, So, obviously, Ayo. Anyway, sorry about that. Yep, so he basically defeated Arlong. Easy like that. So Nami didn't have to give up 100 million. And, yeah. Anyways, after that, Arlong's, I guess the 40 guys, I don't know. Usopp fights the one with big lips. And this time he ends him pretty quickly because he has a snipe, bro. So he snipes the guy in the legs and in the arms. And, the guy can't even move anymore. And he tops it off with a fire bullet. So the guy is basically unconscious right now. And the guy, the 8 Swords style guy fighting Zoro, he pretty much gets obliterated too, because Zoro just ends him with a Tatsumaki, 3 Swords top Tatsumaki, and then he has Haki, so it's even better, Anyways, now to Sanji. The fight is also easier because Luffy granted him Haki while they were on the ship. So yeah. He put Haki on his legs, started boxing the guy. Like, ragdolling with him, toying with him, And finally hit him with a big hit from in the head, knocking him out. And that's how Nami's village was freed. So basically after that, Luffy just used Conqueror's Haki to knock out all the rest of the fishmen. And he tied them up with a rope. All of them. And basically started spinning them at high speeds. And then he just let go and threw them like super far, like they're not gonna come back here anytime soon. He then proceeds to destroy Arlong Park. And Nami actually gets to keep all her, sketches of the maps. So yeah, after that, Nami hugs Luffy and is crying. And basically thanks him, and Luffy just hugs her back and tells her like anything for a Nakama. Basically anything for a crewmate. And then, she lets go and goes to the village and apologizes to them because, she kind of betrayed them by joining Arlong, even though she had good intentions. And then, Nami did tell her story, like, more in details to them. And he felt, like, really, really bad that Nami had to lose her mother to Arlong. So he gets an idea. In his head, he says, "New order. From now on, Nami, or the whole village, will be able to visit Nami's mother twice a week." And Luffy opens his eyes and he basically tells Nami something. And then her eyes widen. And she basically tells what Luffy told her to the village. She said, "Guys, let's go to Bellemir's grave right now. And all the villagers, they all go there, wondering what Nami wants to do there. And then when they're finally there, Nami closes her eyes and says in her head, "But Bellamere, I want to see you right now. Please show up for me." And Bellamere, well, Ghost Bellamere, that everyone can see, appears, and is confused because she could never do this before. So, and all the villagers are surprised. Then she looks at Luffy, and Luffy basically tells her that now her and the village can visit her mother twice every 7 days. And then Nami hugs Luffy again, crying. And Luffy comforts her, and she's having a family reunion. Her with her sister and her mother. So yeah. Anyways, this is where I'm gonna end this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you want more, just tell me. Or if you have any ideas, I guess just put them in the comments. Anyways, thank you all for listening to this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out and goodbye. Bye-bye.